I found out the frequencies that the Metropolitan Enforcement Group had. We had the airplane frequencies and we listened to them. Then I bought some cell phone intercept and I had all their cell phone numbers. I actually put the entire group under surveillance. I knew every one of their cars, license plate numbers, what they looked like, who they were, and yeah, worked great.
Dude, how does paranoia not get the best of you?
That is paranoia. I was like, you know what? So, I'd listen to about 2.5 to 3 hours to recordings every day of where they were, what they were doing. I always knew where they were, what they were doing, so I felt very, very, safe doing it.
Green rebates get you paid, so a lot of people like us. Money Talks Podcast, watch it on all your devices. Woo!
Welcome back to the Money Talks Podcast. I am here with, I think, the godfather of good cannabis, the CEO of Advance, a guy who needs no intro at all. You just say his name and you know who he is. Big Mike, how you feeling, bro?
Another year has gone by and here we are again.
We are.
So
great to see you, man.
I'm grateful.
I have a funny backstory. Way before I ever thought I would work in cannabis, I got invited to a party in the hills. My friend was like, you got to go to this party. And I was like, I never get invited to parties in the hills. So I was like, screw it. It was one of your parties in 2019. And to this day, it was the greatest party I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And I walked in there and I did not belong, but you and your team, they just made me feel so welcome. So thank you, man.
You're welcome. And when we have another party, we'll make sure you're on the list and you go. Absolutely.
Before we talk about your backstory, you throw the best parties. Like what goes into, what's your secret to throwing awesome parties?
My team. I have a great media team. Chuck, he's phenomenal. These guys are just really dialed in. And but we cut our teeth on smaller parties before the bigger ones, right? So we did a lot of smaller ones, and we found that every time we did a party, our sales increased, and they're more appreciation parties for our industry folks. That's really what they are.
Yeah, and you gave a really powerful speech that night where it was like emotional. You just wanted to show love to, some of the people who aren't with us today.
Listen, we're so grateful for everybody, all the growers, all the store owners, the LPs. Like without them, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for all the business that we've gotten. We've been in business for 27 years, sold over $1 billion worth of products in those 27 years, and we're looking for another 27, and we're not going anywhere. We have. Right now, we have put together the best commercial team in the world. We have 40 salespeople deployed all around the world, and these guys they've either owned facilities, or they've been head cultivators at facilities, or they built facilities from the ground up. We have one of the most unique, qualified teams globally that I'm just giddy when I think about it. Okay, so I was 12 years old. I had a hippie brother who was 24, got out of Vietnam, came back home, and he's trying to get my dad to smoke cannabis. And when you're kids, I'm like 12 years old, you're going through your parents' drawer, like what's it like being an adult? And there's 3 joints in there. And I watched them for about 2 or 3 weeks, and they weren't going anywhere. So I go, okay, I'm gonna try one of these.
At 12 years old?
12, well, I'm curious.
Where were you?
I knew it was gonna kill me. I was in Illinois at the time, in Batavia, Illinois. And I can remember taking them out and smoking them and having a good time. But I didn't smoke much, very seldom after that, because I was just so young. And you couldn't afford it, right? My dad goes, Mike, did you see these 3 cigarettes with orange paper on them? Because they're like orange flavored paper. I go, oh no, I have no idea. He goes, oh, my brother was Andy. He goes, Andy, he took them back. I said, yeah, probably. That was my first time, and I started growing it when I was 23. Been growing it ever since. So been in the business for 43 years, and Advanced Nutrients 27. So I love the plant. My father pushed. He goes, son, own your own business. Don't work for anyone else, and that's what I did. I took the entrepreneurial road. Dropped out of college, was taking pre-med, and at times I thought I made a big mistake. As it turned out, I did all right. So
dropped out of pre-med.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
My dad wanted me to be an OB-GYN. I remember my father's dream, and be an entrepreneur. So I went the entrepreneur route. But unfortunately, my father passed away before he could see any of my success.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it happens. It's life. Yeah. Oh, the first crop was horrible. I killed it. I didn't know anything about ventilation or the numbers. I figured out how to clone though. So my partners thought I was a genius, but none of us knew the calculations, the BTUs. I go back and 24 hours later, they're all brown little crisps. And oh my God, so we had to replant. And that first crop was really good. It had all cuttings, it was great. Well, we killed them. So we had to go from seed. So now we had males, females, indica sativas mixed together. It was a 12 lighter. It was a mess. And okay, so by the third crop, we actually started making some money and doing what we're doing, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
There was no internet. There was no books out there. There was High Times and a little bit of information, and there was Sensimilia Tips by Tom Alexander in Bend, Oregon. And that was a great one. I'd read that as well. And that's all the information we had.
So when so in Illinois in the 80s, like what gives you, that takes real balls.
It does.
To say I'm going to grow weed at a high scale. So what gave you the balls to do that?
Well, I had the two guys working for me, my salesmen. They would walk me into these rooms and go, we can make $300,000 in this room. Really? What are we going to do? Can't tell you. Walk into another, oh, we can make so much. We can make so much here. I go, guys, why aren't you telling me? They go, well, you're not ready for it yet. I go, this sounds illegal. He goes, it is. I go, okay. Then one day, they go, we want you to come on to our house and check it out. And then they open up the basement, and they had 6 1,000 watt metal halides hanging with some scraggly hoods and everything. No, we didn't know. We knew we could get parabolic, reflectors at that time, and so we went ahead and we did that later on. But it was quite the journey.
I bet.
Quite the journey.
So let's talk about the first year where you were making good money. You felt like you had maybe arrived. What was that year like?
The first year I made good money. I was growing indoors a little bit, but a lot outdoors. Eventually we did both. And I can remember, this is like probably 30 some years ago.
Yeah.
I made $300,000 cash money, right? It's like all over $1 million today. And but I didn't go blow a lot of it. I reinvested in myself. I took a lot of courses, learned a lot of things. I learned technical surveillance countermeasures, how to find people who are watching you. There's specialized training for that. And so I was able to get into those courses, and I learned all kinds of tradecraft.
Yeah.
And I applied it to the business model we had, and it saved our ass multiple times. Yeah.
Did you come across a lot of people at that time who weren't as careful as you were? And
No. Listen, I was listening. I found out the frequencies that the Metropolitan Enforcement Group had. We had the airplane frequencies, and we listened to them. Then I bought some cell phone intercept, and I had all their cell phone numbers. I actually put the entire group under surveillance. I knew every one of their cars, license plate numbers, what they looked like, who they were, and worked great.
Dude, how does paranoia not get the best of you?
That is paranoia. I was like, you know what? So I'd listen to about 2.5 to 3 hours to recordings every day of where they were, what they were doing. I always knew where they were, what they were doing, so I felt very, very safe doing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's the 80s, and then did you ever what about the 90s, 2000s?
Same thing. I applied the same methodology until it became, I got some heat on me. So I ended up going to California, growing there, and I ended up going up to eventually up to Canada. I spoke to Mark Emery. He goes, "Come on up, you're going to love it here." And so I went and got a lawyer there and asked him. I said, "Listen, here's the quantity of cannabis I want to grow. Would have got me life in prison in the United States." And I said, "What will happen here?" He goes, "You'll probably get 6 years. You'll be out in a year and a half." I go, "Okay, the juice is worth the squeeze."
Yeah.
And that happened. And
was there a moment where you ever were seriously considering leaving the industry?
No. Once I was in, I was going to figure it out, come hell or high water. I just fell in love with the plant. To go from this leafy plant, also it grows these buds and colas, and makes you feel wonderful.
Yeah.
It was it. This was before they knew everything about medical marijuana. Then all of a sudden that happened. I can remember talking to my brother. He was trimming with me in our trim house, and I go, in 17 years this is going to be illegal. He goes, "Great, it's not right now. Keep trimming." And eventually, it did come around. It took a little bit longer than 17 years, but it did happen.
And how much were trimmers making a pound back in the 90s?
I paid them $100 a pound.
Wow, okay, that's a lot in the 90s.
I paid them well. Wow. And the guys who were out in the fields with me, they got between $5,000 and $10,000 a night. Yeah.
Oh man.
But the pounds were $3,000 and up, right? So it was a different ballgame.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So as the industry has become commercialized, you look around and it's all about branding and marketing, and your adaptability is what's really impressed me. No matter what, you've always adapted and stayed.
You have to. The world is in a constant change. It's in flux, and it always amazes me how people don't want to learn something new and move themselves ahead. They kind of get stuck in their ways and they just stay there. It's adapt or die. You have to adapt to what's going on.
Right. So when did you start Advanced Nutrients, and how did that come about?
Oh, because all my grower friends were going, hey, you know this stuff that we're buying, you think it's for cannabis? They go, yeah, we have the same question. So I said, you know what, there needs to be a real cannabis fertilizer and biostimulants, and to take this plant to a better place. The industry was getting 3/4 to 1 pound when I came in. I quickly took them to 2 pounds, we did, and then they went to 3, and now guys are getting 4 pounds a light. Yeah, and that's going to go higher because we have triploids. We have tetraploid program, and which has got 4 chromosomes, and tetraploid has 3. You can take a tetraploid and breed it with a diploid. You get a tetraploid. Tetraploids are immune to pollen, but the good thing is the yield. The increase in the yield is so substantial. Guys who are getting 2.5 now are getting 4.5, and guys who are getting 3.5 are coming up 5.88 with 6% terpenes. So you get better yield, better terps, better cannabinoids, and that's it. So we got seedlings for sale. You can buy the seedlings, and they don't hermaphrodite. We have a molecular mining engineer, PhD, a couple of them, and they know how to move stuff around.
Right.
Yeah.
And what year did advanced nutrients really become the titans of the industry? Was this,
wow.
How long has advanced nutrients kind of been?
In the beginning, it's really slow. It was slow growth. I looked and I tracked the numbers, and we probably didn't, and we took really very, very low salaries or no salaries for the first 7 years. And it was about after that 7th, 8th year, we really started. We always saw growth, but then we really took off after that.
Nice.
And yeah.
What are you most grateful for overall? 2025.
That God gave me this wonderful opportunity on this big, beautiful blue planet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just grateful for the plant and the people around it. It's been one hell of a journey. Cannabis has treated myself and our entire team very, very well. I mean, we get to travel all around the world. JJ, who is here, he just got back from Australia. That guy is flying all around the world. He's got a lot of energy. Thank God. When I was younger, I loved to travel. I wouldn't get tired. Now it's more of a young man's sport, right?
Right.
I send them all around the world, every place, from the Middle East to Australia, to the Caribbean, to Central America, to South America.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
When you were doing it as big as you've done it, 80s, 90s, I feel like a lot of people in your shoes would have gone too crazy, would have blown the money, would have
I did some of that. As I even made more. In the beginning, I was a conservative. Then I was always pretty good with it. But then there was a time where I made a lot of money, and it's just you're young, and it's you do stupid stuff. And but yeah.
And then,
but I did a lot. We reinvested into the business and into knowledge. I spent millions of dollars in going to seminars and external classes just to learn how to be a better business person, marketer, and a better human being.
Right.
Yeah.
So, as someone who's trying to take on a leadership role, and maybe who's struggling with effective leadership, what advice do you have?
You should get this book by Chris Collins called I Am Leader. It's actually 2 books in one. Actually, it's 4. There's 2 small books. I put our entire sales team through that, and it's not the normal leadership. It's mostly psychology and how to rewire your brain and how to look at the world correctly instead of the way there's a lot of fluff in leadership. This is no fluff. You'll be exposed to concepts that you've never thought about before. And it worked great for our company. It got us all moving in the same direction. In fact, it wasn't just the sales team. It was all upper management, middle management went through. Chris has a seminar as well. We gave him the books and then we went through the seminar, and this seminar was life-changing for all of us.
Yeah, your team is just so motivated. And
I invest money in the team too. It's so important into continuing education. I've never turned any of our team members down for any extra activities. One of our guys wanted to go to the Kellogg School of Business. Okay, we paid for it. It was the class he wanted to take was $30,000. We paid for it.
Wow.
And it benefited us. It took the guy to the next level. So we always have we're going to spend that kind of money. You got to give us 2 or 3 years after that, right?
Yeah. And you're very passionate about philanthropy too. Where does that come from?
Humanity heroes. Well, if a business is doing well, it should give back directly to the community it gets its money from and society as a whole. So Humanity Heroes and Advanced Nutrients has given out millions and millions of dollars of free nutrients and even cash to help out businesses that burned down or flooded and all these things. And then we do backpacks and food down almost every week down at Skid Row. That's how we give back to society. And that's good. We got a lot of momentum now on that. We're starting to get, and we're getting a lot of good donations in from like pet food companies, and we got airlines giving us blankets and pillows. It's really pretty exciting.
Right.
Yeah. And then we get a lot of toiletries and stuff, so we put them in our backpacks. We hand them out. We broke it up where we just did it over like Christmas. Now we're going to break it up where we do Christmas, 5,000 backpacks, and the summertime 5,000. So we got summertime backpacks. We got wintertime backpacks that we pass out. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It's a lot. It makes you feel good to be down there and to help.
Right. It's just great that you're not so many people who get a lot of money just hoard their money, or like they're the most selfish. They're the most like stingy people I know, are the people with a shit ton of money that's just like sitting in a bank somewhere. So I appreciate you.
Thank you
for giving back. Yeah, absolutely. So, we talked about your team, keeping your team happy. What is like? Why do you think they're so motivated? Keeping them busy, yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
But what makes them so motivated to come to work? Because they are so passionate. Every single one on.
Where a lot of these ones were working, the companies went out of business. They had struggling times, or they had management who didn't know how to treat humans like humans. That's big in our industry, and so they said, well, leadership here is a lot different than anywhere else, and we'll treat you like humans, and we'll respect you, and we won't put you down, and we'll talk to you with respect.
Right.
Yeah.
And what advice do you have to, maybe cannabis business owners who are struggling? The industry maybe has been kind of rocky over the last couple years, but if someone just wanted to pick your brain and say, hey man, I'm not doing so hot right now. I'm getting killed. The price of pounds are so low. Like, how do you go about those conversations?
The guys who are on Advanced Nutrients are making money. Not one of them gone out of business. The ones who are going out of business aren't. And it's hard to get them to see that because people sometimes don't want to change. They're in the system. But let's face it, there's a lot of these salt companies out there that have put our entire industry into mids, and it doesn't belong in mids. Sure, there's a place for mids, and even lower than that. But for the most part, the quality sector has been punched out, and so now we're bringing it back. People are finding that they weren't told the truth about the products, and they bought into information that's not accurate. And we do it. We have never lost a grow off, ever.
Wow.
That's with guys who mix their own and guys who buy other people's products. Flat out, Advanced Nutrients is the best in the world. They all know that. They all compare us to Advanced Nutrients. And look, it's the reason why I'm so passionate, because I was a grower, still am for many, many years, and I know how hard they work, and I want to see growers successful. So we built Advanced Nutrients to make the grower be successful in spite of himself. Now we have our 8th generation. The 8th generation is being launched at the show. You can order it now, and from 3 bags we go down into 2 bags. We still have the Cultivator series now, but now we have Prime and Push. We have some great products. All the technology in there has never been put out to our industry before. Every single active ingredient trick that we have has never been seen before. And wow, watch out, it's a game changer.
Man.
And the price is exactly the same per gallon as anyone else that's out there that you're competing against us. Our price per gallon is exactly the same. In most cases, it's actually less. So you get a great product, superior product for a price you're already paying.
Right.
And the switching is so easy. We call it the easy switch. There's literally an SOP. For every brand that's out there, here's how you convert. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Some people put movies in their head that aren't accurate. They're always worse than the reality. And the reality is, and we got people you can call, they go, yeah, this is the easiest thing we ever did, and we're making more money.
B, yeah. So how much do you think about like your legacy and like the story that's going to be told about Big Mike years from now?
So there's a book out called Marijuana Don. It's not out yet. There's a literary agent we have. We got one of the top 5 literary agents in New York. So that will go, and we've got some interest for movies from Hollywood as well.
I've heard, yeah.
And so we gave them the long version of the book. The first one, the copy was $140,000. Our agent said we got to take it to $105. So that's being done right now, and then we're going to sweeten the script a little bit. We have Roger Avery wrote it, And yeah, we're going to sweeten up a bit. We see some things we want to move around, but then after that, who knows? Like, that's a long shot. But the book will definitely be out.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to play Big Mike?
Man, people always ask me that. And I'm like, Bradley Cooper, of course.
Yeah,
I don't know. Someone's got to be tall, right?
Yeah.
Some people throw out names. I don't even know who these actors are.
Yeah. Someone threw out Matt Damon. I'm like, I don't think Matt Damon's.
No, I actually, oddly enough, my physical fit, my trainer, my boxing trainer and strength coach is Matt's coach as well. So I've met Matt a couple times and talked to him and all that stuff. But he's a super smart human being.
Oh man, he's incredible.
Yeah.
So, what are some things besides cannabis that you're passionate about? Because we talked.
Man,
about...
I'm so locked in cannabis. It's it's obviously humanity heroes, and just getting the growers. What I'm passionate about is growing the best cannabis in the world. Part of my ego, and I've tamed it down now a lot, was if I can show people a system of growing cannabis that's better than they have, then I'm really, really happy. And that's what it is. It's like passing on the knowledge.
Right.
We're not going to have any hidden secrets. Oh, we got a book coming out too called War Room. And we were giving away a free chapter at our booth here as well. So we have a really great book coming out that teaches you how to survive the cannabis, the next evolution that's coming our way. And it's a grow book. It's the best book tutorial that we've ever put out. And then we're working with Green Flower to do a college course right now. It's going to be in, 56 colleges, like LSU and all these other universities. So we're putting that together. I just talked to Max this morning. We've been working together for about a year now. Yeah.
Jesus.
And so we wrote the book, and it takes a while to write a book, except the ACT team, our advanced commercial team, all those bright guys I told you about, they're the ones that wrote the book. All that knowledge is crammed into that book. And then we have under canopy. We talk about that and all sorts of technologies.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you first started 80s, 90s, I'm sure the last thing you ever wanted to do was be on camera and do an interview.
You want to be a ghost? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was it a weird transition? Because now you're
the first time they put a camera in my face like this one, I was like, I got emotional. My mouth was dry, like cotton mouth on steroids, and you just, by doing enough reps, you just get used to it, and you just have a normal conversation like we are today.
Well, dude, thank you so much for sitting down. The last question I have, do you have any, for people who are just breaking into the cannabis industry, or do you have any words of encouragement?
I get it all the time. It's a great question. They say, like, I want to get in cannabis space, help me. Well, first thing I say is, okay, what sector do you want to get into? Pick your sector. Once you get in that sector, here's the hard part, but you have to do it. You have to make yourself an expert. You don't have to be an expert at the beginning, but you have to be working hard towards that, getting that done. So that's what it is. Right. It's figure out what sector you want to get into, and then become a leading expert or one of the experts in that vertical that you want to go into. Right. That's it. It's not, and then it takes action. Stop talking, start doing. Right. There's no easy button. I hate to tell you this, you're gonna have to put in the time. Yes. And you're gonna have to work 16-hour days, 12-hour days, sometimes even more than that. If you're not prepared to do it, then just work for somebody else. Right. Because you have no idea the commitment it's gonna take out of your life. It will affect your family life, your friend life, everything, when you're hyper-focused on getting to where you need to go. But it's worth it in the end, right? It is. It pays great dividends. And you learn skills that you can take into other businesses. Right. Like I could go into, now I'm pretty confident, very confident, I could go into a lot of different sectors that aren't in cannabis, and I do very well in that as well. But I love cannabis, and you'll go, well, what are you doing? You should be retiring soon. No, I'm not gonna retire. The average male lives 6 years, 4 months after they retire if they don't work. So I'll work till the day I die. I'll probably die on your show. We'll both be 90 years old doing this. Well, I feel like I can die now because I interviewed the one and only Big Mike. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just wrote a rebate check, 500K, call free money. You can change your life in a day, all good. You ain't gotta find me to thank when